Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review here on the channel, where today we're going to be reviewing a whiskey from the Lakes Distillery here in England, and it's called Steel Bonnets. So this one I was actually sent, I think it was a month or two ago, and I wasn't really well during that period of time. I had a really strong flu, then we had the whiskey show, and then just recently I've come over another cold. So I thought we wouldn't do this whiskey injustice whilst reviewing it while sick. Let's review it whilst we're back to normal. So now we're back to normal videos this week. So Steel Bonnets, what is it exactly? It's a no-age statement whiskey. It's bottled at 46.6%, and it's actually a blend. It's a blend of Scottish and English malt whiskies. Now, the actual thing about this whiskey as well, in terms of the history, it's actually to pay tribute and honour those who lived on what they call the border marches between England and Scotland between the 13th and 17th century. And what they used to do is, in that period of time, they also used to wear these steel hats, which they called steel bonnets. So it's very unique being an English and also Scottish blend. And I believe it's the first in the world to be a blend of English and Scottish malt, which when I read that up, I was quite surprised, actually. I'm surprised no one did it beforehand. Anyway, the distillery itself is the Lakes Distillery. They're located also in the Lake District in North England. And in terms of the price point, you're looking at, on a full-size bottle, you're looking at here in the UK at £65. So you are paying much more than your regular blended whiskey for this one, but we'll see at the end of the video whether it lives up to it. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the nosing of this whiskey. So beginning things out on the nose with this whiskey, you do get a nice, soft, sweet presence on the nose, and it's not too sweet. To me, it's almost like you've got fudge cubes. You just open a pack of fudge. You're getting this slight vanilla essence as well, maybe a toasted vanilla character. A slight fruity presence makes its way through afterwards. Ripe red apples. And then you work into a slight spicier profile, a bit of nutmeg, a dash of nutmeg, even a bit of allspice. And then it gets a bit oaky in its presence, a bit of charred oak, sandalwood, but still maintaining this very consistent sweetness of, like what I'd say, vanilla or fudge character coming through, maybe vanilla fudge. But that's about it for the nose. Let's jump straight into the palate next. Sludger. Moving over to the palate next. Arrival onto the palate has a nice light medium texture. It's not full, it's not viscous, but in the same sense you start out with these nice light spicier characters, almost like a mouth-warming character. For me it's like a dash of little pepper and even maybe hints of clove in the actual start on the palate. Once that makes its way through, you're then going into a very nice appley character, and that apple I found on the nose almost reflected now here on the palate with a Granny Smith apple. A little bit of red pear, even a bit of hint of spiced oak as it develops a slight dryness on the palate. And there is a soft sweetness that's now making its way through. It's not the fudge, but it's now more or less a toffee. It's almost like you've taken toffee and you've coated that apple and you're biting into a toffee apple. It goes hand in hand at this point in time of the year where you've got Halloween literally a couple days away. I think it's tomorrow when you guys will be watching this video. And then it does have this presence of a slight maltier note just on the end, leaving us with a very, I'd say, maybe a medium short finish. But I'll get to the finish notes in just a second and we'll come to our conclusion. Finally, to conclude this whiskey, I'm going to put my glass down over here. For me, the finish of this whiskey has a medium, I'd say a medium finish, maybe medium short finish, as it does finish rather abruptly. But overall, the whiskey in terms of flavor profile, you get a minerally, almost a salty character. It develops a soft little hint of smoke as it finishes through the way on the palate. And that little bit of spice lingering on the sides of the palate as it finally makes its way through. And that's about it for this whiskey. I wanted it to be a bit more longer, but that's about it. So I'm going to give you my rating for this whiskey, and I'm giving this one here an 83 out of 100. Reason behind that, do I think it's value for money at £65? Personally, I think that is overshooting it in terms of price points. However, it is a nice whiskey. It's very simple. But I just can't see the justification for charging £65 when you can buy a blended whiskey at, say, £30. So that's my only thing. I feel the price is a bit too high for what it is. In terms of adding water to this whiskey, giving it time does it a big favor, and it brings out a lot more of those appley and sort of a vanilla character on the actual palate. But overall, does it have complexity? It doesn't really have what I'd say for £65 to say, that's got mass complexity. But if you're looking for something a bit unique to take home, and at the same time, being a blend of Scottish and English whiskey, then it does that for you. So that's going to be my overall opinion, 83 out of 100. Let me know if you tried this down below in the comment section, and what's your thoughts if you've tried anything from the Lakes Distillery. This has been me, Jason WhiskyWise, Mr. Bananas, and we'll catch you for the next video. Slàinte.